Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk the Book of Boba Fett. This is episode 4. I believe there are 3 episodes left. This show has definitely ebbed and flowed in quality. I liked this episode, not perfect, and the sort of inconsistency is becoming a bit of a shame, really. Like, I get it, not every single episode can be stellar, but some shows pull it off, and you know, I can't imagine it'd be that difficult with Star Wars. I think you could probably pull that off. So yeah, enjoyed this episode. Some pretty key elements here and there happened in it. We're going to talk full spoilers, because why the hell not? You would have all seen it by now. And I've been doing that with these reviews anyway. So like I said, on the whole, enjoyed the episode. Much better than last week, although that's not that difficult. Because Scooter Vespa Gang, fuck off. Like, there's absolutely no place in Star Wars. And I understand it's an homage to, you know, American graffiti and things like that. But it's bad. It doesn't matter. Homages still have to fit into the universe. So yeah, bit strange. But anyway, let's dive into it. So the bulk of this episode is actually a flashback, and I feel like this was what they deem a filler episode. Now, filler episode, generally speaking, and I use that term like a bit of a cliche term, but filler episodes, generally speaking, serve a purpose because they expand the narrative a little bit for future episodes. I don't understand how this expanded the narrative. It actually just told stuff which we'd already known about because they'd actually said what had happened before. And the whole flashback was basically Boba Fett saving Fennec and then going to get the fire spray. That's right, it's called the fire spray now, not Slave 1. Because that's offensive, apparently, to black Americans. Not anyone else. That's the only reason they're doing it, apparently. Super dumb, but whatever. And FYI, if you're going to jump into the comments now and try and burn me for saying that it's offensive to black Americans, you just don't know your history, okay? You just don't know your history, right? So I think that, and also as well, like, who are you white knighting for? Like, what? Like, do you really think that, on a whole, black Americans can't put up with the term slave? Like, really? You think that everyone's going to be like crying and weeping over that term used in the context of a ship? I mean, surely that's offensive, right? Disney thinks so little of you that you don't have the mental fortitude to cope with a spaceship in a make-believe land being called fire spray. So I digress, but that was basically the whole flashback, and it was the majority of the episode. It was all them going to go rescue it, well, him rescuing Fennec, and it was a really out of place sequence. So he goes to grab her, he puts her on the bantha, and goes to like a modding shop place, very cyberpunky. Which, when I think of Star Wars, I don't think cyberpunk. But it was. They had like sort of hard, almost like EDM style music playing. And the guy had like an android arm. It was all like, ooh, this is cool. And like, very much it's for kids, that part. It's trying to go with that, we are cyberpunky? I don't know. It was odd. It was quite out of place. So anyway, it was an interesting sequence, but it was out of place nonetheless. And there was more Vespa bikes there as well. One anyway, which was just super dumb. Whenever I see these kind of robotically modified humans in Star Wars, it just looks very, very out of place. To me, it does anyway. I don't know. I don't like it. It's quite odd. So anyway, she wakes up and he says, look, I'm going to go do this. And she's like, right, well, if we do that, then consider my debt paid. And like, but we'd already heard that anyway. We'd known that was what was happening. It did lead to some cool sequences. So they went to get the fire spray, stormed Jabba's palace, what is now Bib Fortuna, killed a whole bunch of people, took the ship out, and then they chased after the biker, the speeder gang, Not the mod Vesper speeder gang, but the speeder gang that killed the Tuskens. And that was quite cool. Literally just obliterated them. And then Boba Fett did the most stupid thing I've seen in quite a while. He went looking in the Sarlacc pit, not knowing whether it was alive or dead, with his ship. And then it was alive, because of course it is. What he wouldn't have killed it. It's a giant creature in the desert. And then it almost sucked in the ship into the Sarlacc pit because he's looking for his armor. And I just thought, this is very incompetent Boba Fett, and I didn't like it. However, Boba Fett's not that competent in Star Wars. I know there's gonna be loads of people that hate me for that, but he's not. Like, we see him, you know, essentially kill himself. Yeah, he got hit in the jetpack and stuff like that, but he still, you know, played for laughs. He's just smashed into a bloody ship and then fell into the Sarlacc pit. It wasn't a grandiose end for the guy. He just sort of loomed around, and his badass nature was sort of expanded upon him in external media. So but he was very incompetent, and for a character which they're trying to make out to be really, really cool, and then be this leader of this kind of crime gang, it doesn't make any sense. And anyway, so Fennec saved him by dropping, I can't remember the name of it, but it's that very iconic grenade thing, bomb. I can't remember what they're called. They've got a pretty cool name. So anyway, did that, and flash forward to modern day, and he gets out the back to tank, goes on a walking around mission. We see the Black Chrysanthemum in the Paradise Bar or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it was called. And he starts a massive fight because he's drunk, I guess. It was quite cool, but it was quite weird. He's just throwing people around again. Is this like the go-to for Wookiees? I'm just going to throw everyone. I thought that was a bit weird, but never mind. And then he gets the woman that runs this bar, tries to talk him down, and it looks like he's going to do it, and then he rips someone's arm off, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, they did the arm thing. It's kind of cool. And then Boba offers him. This is the only bit of present day. Then Boba offers him a job, and then he meets with everyone, all the councils, all the the crime lord bosses of Tatooine, and says, "You're gonna come work with me?" And they were like, "No," and he was like, "Fine. If you don't want to work with me, can you just not side with the enemy?" And they were like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Fine," and that was the end of the episode. Bit lame, but still enjoyable to a certain degree. It was an alright episode. It was enjoyable, just very odd, and they're spending so long in the past. I'm wondering how you're gonna you're not gonna be able to do that much flashback now in the last few episodes to actually progress the story forward, unless that's the aim anyway, to not actually progress the story that far forward. I don't know. I didn't see the purpose of spending so long in the past trying to explain how we got fire spray back. We knew that. That could be just hand waved away. Well, we stormed Bib Fortuna's. There you go, done. It's not that big of a deal. We didn't need to see Fennec being rescued. We understand from The Mandalorian that Boba saved her life. That was about it, right? That's okay. That's sufficient. Very on the nose terminology for the Vesper gang. Literally called them the Mods, which is, if you know anything, Mods versus Rockers. Was pretty big in the UK. They used to go down Brighton Beach and beat the living shit out of one another. But Mods had those Vespa bikes. So pretty on the nose. Bit of culture for you, I guess. There you go. And maybe Rodriguez didn't even know that was a thing. I don't know, but it seemed pretty on the nose. What do you guys think, though? Good or bad episode? Let me know down below. If you are new here, please do consider hitting subscribe. I do these weekly reviews, among loads of other bits and pieces that I do here on the channel. Give the video a like, and please do share it. Follow my Twitter and Instagram. It's linked down below in the description. Thanks so much. Take care.